Hey, what's going on, friends? My name is Untitled Chapter, and welcome to Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. Alright, originally released for the Nintendo Entertainment System, then remade on Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo, and then on the Game Boy Advance, which I am going to be playing the Game Boy Advance version. So without further ado, let us begin. Alright, first level, here we go. Alright, so introduced into the Mario series, we have the world map, where you can basically select levels, and yeah. Alright, so when Super Mario Bros. 2 made its success, Nintendo of America wanted another Mario game, so they saw the release for Super Mario Bros. 3, and it is actually known to be one of the best games for the NES, which, in my opinion, I really love this game. This game is fun. However, it can be pretty luck-based at times. Like sometimes I can do really good, then sometimes I can like really suck. So it just really depends. So if I like do really good, then I do good for the whole game, and if I do terrible, then I do terrible throughout the whole game. It's I know it's kind of weird, but it's basically how it goes. Alright, so there we go. That's the first level done. That was kind of a breeze. Now, this game is kind of unique in its own ways. The power-ups are pretty unique because most of the power-ups that you see in this game do not make a return in later Mario games. So that's and the power-ups are really amazing in this game. I do admit. And though it does kind of disappoint me how a lot of them don't really make a return. Alright, so first up in this game we have your basic mushroom, which I don't really count that as a power considering it doesn't really do anything. So you have your basic mushroom, and you also have your and then you have a new power up that which is the Tanuki leaf, which basically if you run fast enough you can fly, and then you can also glide, or well, you can also float as well. You can also whack enemies, which I don't really do that often because most of the time it isn't reliable. compared to the cape in Super Mario World, where you can just spam the crap out of it. But basically, this game, it kind of isn't really that reliable. The range really sucks, and it's not really that fast. It later on makes a return in New Super Mario Bros. 2, where basically they improved this so you can only just hold the button in order to float, and also the flying is much better, and the tail whipping is also more reliable. Now, there isn't really any special way to 100% the game besides beating every single level, which I know, right? There is no special collectible to collect, like star coins and all that. There's none of that. So all you do is just go through the end of the level, and that's it. So instead, what I'll be doing, instead of just breezing through them, because otherwise then that'll be really fast, I'm gonna show up as much tricks as possible, or as much tricks and secrets, all the ones that I know at least. I'm not gonna show every single one in the game, because obviously I don't know everything about this game, which would be really, I don't know what to call myself then. So yeah, so here we have the Toad houses, which is also introduced into the series, which does make a later return in other 2D platforming Mario games, where you can basically suck a random item. Well, the Toad houses in this game, you can suck a box, and it'll basically give you a random item. Now, the Game Boy Advance, now the Super Nintendo version didn't really have too much of a difference besides graphical changes. This game, they kind of have sort of a difference, as in as you may notice in this level, some of the platforms are a little bit more wider, so it kind of makes things a little bit easier. The Super Mario Advance games, the Super Mario Advance remakes of games like Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario World, and this game, there's not really necessarily too much of a difference in when they on Super Mario Advance 3 for Yoshi's Island, but like the other 3 games, they kind of made it a little bit easier than the original versions. But and then there's also some parts that are a little bit harder, but most of the time they kind of made it a little bit easier. Now you may notice right there a blue Toad house has appeared. That means each world has a certain level where if you collect every single coin in that level, then you get a blue Toad house, which will contain a very special item. That gave you the P-Wing. Okay, really? Okay, someone needs a better name to call that. But anyway, the P-Wing is basically lets you infinitely fly with the raccoon leaf. But that's kind of cheap and game breaking. So I'm not gonna use it throughout the whole game. I mean, there are some situations where you just can't do a level. But for me, I'm going to but that basically just proves, that basically takes away your skill in this game, and it basically proves that you're a noob, pretty much. If you even use it. So I'm gonna prove that I am not a noob by not using the P-Wing. So yeah. So here's another hidden red music block that'll take you high in the sky, where you can basically collect lots of coins and also a 1-up if you have the raccoon leaf. I believe later on in New Super Mario Bros. 2 they call it the Tanuki leaf, but Yeah, people still refer to it as something else that I'm not gonna spoil just yet. Which I don't know why, because it doesn't really look like it to me. I don't see why they'd still call it, because it doesn't really look like it, even though okay, you guys won't really know what I'm talking about, but you'll see later on. But yeah, so each fortress you encounter are a bit harder than the regular levels, obviously, and you do find a mini boss at the end, which I didn't show off the mini boss because as you saw, I took a shorter way through the level, which is something that a lot of people don't know about, but it is a way to get you a whistle, and the whistle in this game is basically your warp zone. If you use it, it'll take you to a world map that has a bunch of pipes. It has a number that indicates what world it'll take you to. If you use another whistle while you're in that world map, it'll basically take you straight to World 8. So you can basically beat the game already, like right now, but obviously I'm not going to do that because I want to show off every single level, and this LP would only just be this video, and I don't want that. Because I want to show off every level. At random times, when you beat a random level, you get a card house. A card house will appear if you basically just match these cards right here, and whatever you get, and basically if you match a pair, whatever is on it, that is what you'll get as your prize. So as you can see right here, I'm gonna match these 2 stars, and there we go. I just got a star. Oh crap, I messed up. I actually know this card set by just from the back of my mind. Like I can memorize this card set. See look, I already finished. There are some card sets where I just don't really remember on the top of my head. I think there's a total. I think there's 4 different card sets, and I can only memorize 2 of them just from the back of my head. So that one's probably the easiest card set. Like if you play this game enough times, then you can basically study those card sets. that's how I know that. That's how I know that one. And we can already beat this first world already on this episode. Oh my goodness, man, we're breezing through this game. Holy crap. Those are basically those castles which look like Peach's castle. So I'm gonna call them Peach castles. So Peach castles, basically, each of them have a king where they're transformed into some random form, which that one in that case was a snake from Super Mario Bros. 2. Then they'll take you to airships, which every airship is a moving level, so pretty much you just gotta not fall behind, otherwise then you'll just be stuck and die. And they do have all sorts of stuff that will kill you, so you just gotta be careful. And they do contain a boss, which they're introduced in the Mario series, Koopalings, which are actually part of Bowser. Bowser's son, or these are Bowser's sons and daughter. That one was Larry Koopa, the one that we just defeated. He's very easy. Later on, some of the Koopalings will have different abilities that will make him a bit tougher. But overall, they aren't that hard. In fact, when they made their return in Super Mario World, they were even more pathetic than how pathetic they already are in this game. So there we go. That is World 1 done. We got a letter from Princess Peach. You can read if you want, but I'm not going to really waste time in reading it. All she tells you right there is watch out for ghosts, and she does give you a free item at the end of each world, which that was a P-Wing, which obviously I am not going to use, so that's kind of pointless. But you know what? It's better than having no reward. Alright, so welcome to World 2, which is your basic desert level. Your basic desert world. So that isn't actually new. Desert World is pretty new in the Mario. Well, actually Actually, it was also Super Mario Bros. 2 had a desert world, so I went. So whoop, never mind. Forget that I said that. So each world does have their own theme, as in that first world was grass world, so you basically saw a bunch of grass levels, and then so that means in this world, since it's a desert world, you will see desert levels majority of the time. I mean, just cause their own theme. Oh, really? Did you? Oh, it responded. I mean, just cause it has I mean, just cause on the world map it has the scenery of what you'll be seeing most of the time, of what you'll see, doesn't mean it's gonna be there all the time for every single level. Like, for example, that 5th level in World 1, it was an underground level, so that's not a grass level, technically. As you can see right there, instead of flagpoles, you do get you get cards, which are actually called panels in this game, or in this remake, for whatever reason. If you get 3 of them, then you get a 1-up, and if you get 3 of the same, as what I just demonstrated already, you basically get lots of 1-ups. If you get 3 stars, you get 5 lives. You get 3 flowers, you get 3 lives, and if you get 3 mushrooms, you get 2 lives. Now, I don't necessarily remember how I got this, but or I don't really know how I got this, but basically the slot houses are basically have hearts on them, and basically those are the special ones, so you can basically you can match a Tanuki Super Leaf on there if you met so instead of just stars, flowers, and mushrooms. If you can match the stars, flowers, and mushrooms, you basically get the same amount of lives as what you get for getting three of those items in the panels. Now, and since I got the hearts, they added the Tanuki leaves. So if I match the Tanuki leaves, then I get 7 lives. It's either 7 or 8. I don't know. I didn't pay attention, but yeah, it's one of those. So here in this fortress, now I actually get to show you the Boom Boom fight, because I'll tell you now, this is just very, very easy. Like, there's really no challenge to Boom Boom, like, no matter what. I know it's really sad how the mini boss is supposed to be harder than the actual fortress itself. Turns out to be easier than the actual fortress itself. So it's just very pathetic. Watch this. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Deal with it. And there we go. Also, when you beat Boom Boom, that keyhole that you see right there, see, it's now disappeared. So there we go. Also, each world does have an enemy to fight, which are most of the time is either Hammer Bros or most of the time are either the Bros, Hammer Bros, Boomerang Bros. That's what you'd be seeing most of the time. Mostly Hammer Bros, pretty much. Alright, let's move on to the 3rd level, shall we? Alright, it's really not much to say about any of these levels, considering there's really not much to say about these levels. All it is you just go through them and then just win. It's not that difficult. So I don't know. Oh crap, I'm trapped. So let me just go back a bit. Let me just go back real quick. And let's see if they're back in their rightful spot again. Oh crap, I am small now. Alright. Well, I guess I'll just wait for this Koopa Shell to be done with this business. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Alright. Oh my goodness. Wow, I got lucky there. I have to admit, I did not deserve to survive, but I did. I'll take it. But I'm not gonna die already in the first episode. Which I can't believe this is still the first episode. I'm in World 2. I can't believe that. What is up with that? Alright. So if you press a certain button, you can basically activate the your item slot, where if you can use items outside of levels, which will be very helpful if you are like in like such a really difficult level, and like there's like and you just can't get past it. You just have to use an item. Go for it. I mean, it's not gonna really take away your skill a lot. I mean, if you can beat this game without using a single item, I salute you. So there we go. That is that level done, which introduces the evil sun. Which, oh man, that is just very deadly. So you can carry a total of 32 items. Actually it's 28. I believe it's either 32 or 38. And then in the Game Boy Advance remake, you can carry a total of 36, making this game a bit easier. Like I said, because they always make the Super Mario Advance games easier than their original games for whatever reason. But of course, when you remake a game, you gotta have some type of difference. So I guess that's better than having no difference at all. Alright. So if you head over here, you can basically skip through basically the whole level. Like this is a little shortcut towards the end. Considering like if you take the bottom route of this level, it's a little bit more harder to go through. But either way, if you don't take this upper route, then you should be able to go through the bottom route just fine. I wouldn't see why not to if you're just gonna go for the bottom route, and just be risky. So there's no stopping you. All right, and there we go. That is level 4 done. All right, and now moving on to another card house. Okay. Wow, we're getting a lot of items already on this first part. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Do I know this card set? I don't necessarily remember this card set as well. Yeah, I got nothing from that. Oh well. I don't really need a lot of items in this game. So, all right. And now this game makes its first appearance with the Chain Chomps. Which later on makes an appearance in later Mario games. So yeah, Chain Chomps are pretty deadly. So don't mess with them in this game. Very deadly. All right. Oh no, I fell down. Of course. Oh well, that's fine. Because I can try that again. They make the climbing a bit faster in this Game Boy Advance remake. Like I said, it's easier. All right, and I wouldn't advise coming over here being a small Mario. So, because otherwise, how in the world are you gonna get this P-switch? Well, of course, there's that item block. So I guess there's either way you can come in here, no matter what power-up you have. All right, and end of the level. All right. Also, when you get a panel. With any enemy around, actually any projectile in general, then all those are turned to coins, and if enough enemies turn to coins, you get 1-ups. Alright, the hammer. Now the hammer is actually used only outside the level, so I'm gonna actually demonstrate this right now. Over here, because over here is a little hidden passage that not a lot of people know about. See that? And also has the another enemy to fight. Ooh, this is the froggy suit. This is a unique power up that doesn't make an appearance that does not make an appearance in other Mario games. Okay, Fire Bros. I hate these enemies, but luckily I managed to defeat them with just ease, even though I did take damage. But whatever, that doesn't really matter anymore. All right, and so that gave me a whistle. So that's 3 whistles. I believe this game has a total of. I think that's the last whistle in the game. I'm not sure. I'm probably there probably is another one. I just don't remember from the top of my head. But no matters. We are going to go through the pyramid level, which is actually which is actually the level that we have to do in order to actually get to the end of the world. So alright, so there's a hidden block over there, and it'll take it to this little area. Alright. So you can this is an area where you can get some coins. Very nifty. And there we go. Alright. And we have reached the end. Oh wait, but before that, there's another area over here. There's a P-switch. Get some blue coins. Blue coins really don't really do anything. They basically act as just regular coins. And there you go. There's my second demonstration of not having 3 of the same cards. But whatever. All right, now we shall take on the airship. And that is a ladybug from Super Mario Bros. 2. I believe it's called Hoop Star. I don't know, because a lot of the Super Mario Bros. 2 enemies are very forgettable, considering it's not that well known anymore. Which really disappoints me, because I mean, for a game that's very successful enough to make Super Mario Bros. 3, it turns out to be forgettable later on. Alright. Well, anyway. So this fortress is a little bit harder than the first one. The game does get harder and harder, obviously, so you can't expect any more easy stuff. Although there may be some easy stuff in harder worlds, but those are only just a few. Alright. Just going through this. Off we go. Ooh, now these guys right here. Well, I advise killing these guys as soon as they appear. They infinitely respawn and they throw wrenches, and they do hurt, indeed. Alright, the battle against Morton Koopa Jr. He's basically like Larry Koopa, except he's easier because he's thicker, so that gives you a easier chance to hit him. And there you go. So that is 2 worlds done in the first episode. It's kind of a lot of progress, so this LP may or may not be shorter than 8 episodes. I'm just gonna predict that right now. Oh, splendid! I am back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here's a letter from the princess. All right. And so this letter says the white block contains magic powers that will enable you to defeat your enemies. And so that Peach gives you a cloud, which basically you can only skip 1 level with the cloud. But like I said, that's another item I do not use, so it's kind of useless for me. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Super Mario Bros. 3. Next time we're going to be taking on World 3, so see you guys next time. Bye bye.